Hi everyone, today we are going to continue the second part of lesson 4. First, let's take a look about the notes. First is the structure 是的. This is to emphasize the agent of an action. It can be an action, it can be an object, it can also be a person. Whatever we put the content in front of the sentence. Let's take a look at these 3 examples over here. The first, 这本书是我买的. 这本书 means this book. 是 is, right? 我 it's me. 买的 买 is buy. So in this sentence, we can translate it as this book is bought by me. But which object we put in front of the sentence, people will immediately focus on that object, correct? So for this structure, we are going to use to emphasize something. For example, we can also say, I bought this book. 我买这本书. 我买了这本书. So this means I bought this book. But if we want to emphasize, hey, this book, not that book, not the book over there, is exactly this book I mentioned, we put the object in front of the sentence. So here, 这本书是我买的. We emphasize so strongly about this book. Alright, so let's take a look at the second sentence. 晚饭是妈妈做的. What is 晚饭? 晚饭 means dinner, correct? So we have 早上 morning, 早饭 breakfast, 中午 noon, 午饭 lunch, and we also have 晚上 evening, 晚饭 dinner. So 晚饭 here, it means dinner. Should I write down the pinyin over here? So the pinyin will be 晚饭. The dinner is made by mom. Mama is mother. 做 is made. Is machen. All right. So here we emphasize the dinner is cooked by mom. And then let's take a look at the first sentence. 电话是谁打的? We have learned a combination 打电话. 打电话. It means to call somebody, right? To make a call to someone. All right, so here we also see question symbol here. This is 谁. The pinyin is 谁. A 谁. This means who. So in this question, the person emphasizes this call. Who made this call? We can, of course, ask as 是谁打的电话 or simply 谁打的电话. They are exactly the same. They are asking exactly the same thing. So if we put 电话, which means this call, in front of the sentence, we are going to emphasize exactly this call. 电话是谁打的? Alright, so for the negative of this structure, the negative form will be just edit a no, a boom in front of the 是. So we combine them as 不是. And for example, sentence 1, 这个汉字不是大卫写的. So this object, this character isn't written by David. Here, the pinyin is 写. The meaning of this verb is write down, write something down. So this is a person, and here is the negative form, is the negative expression, which means this character isn't written by David. All right, so we have no expression like in English, by somebody. Something is done by somebody. There is no something in front of the sentence, and then we can simply add a by and then add a somebody to make it as a passive sentence. There's no such expression in Chinese. So whenever we say the verb, please remember to add the person in front of the verb to tell who did this thing, who did something. All right, so let's take a look at the second sentence. 苹果 apple, right? 苹果不是王芳买的. In this sentence, it means the apple isn't bought by Wang Fang. So in this sentence, of course, we can add 这个 in front of the object, but surely we can also ignore the 这个. So simply say this object, but whatever we add 这个 or we not, we always emphasize 苹果, this object. All right, so let's take a look at sentence number 3. First, we notice a combination we have learned in the previous lesson. 接电话 over here. So what is the meaning of 接电话? 接电话 Correct. This means pick up the phone, right? We have make a phone call to somebody. We also have to pick up a phone from somebody, to pick up a phone call from somebody, right? So we will use 接 as a combination with the phone call 电话. So 接电话 here means pick up the phone call. And the whole sentence, let's try it together. 电话不是我接的, which means correct. So in this sentence, it means this phone call isn't picked up by me. So that's very simple, right? All right, so let's take a look at notes number 2. 的时候. So the pinyin here, 的时候. 的时候. So we will have a number plus 的时候. to talk about a specific time. Let's look at these 3 examples. The first, 今天早上8点的时候，我没在家。今天早上 this means, let's take a look one by one. 今天 is correct, it's today. 早上 it's in the morning. Very good. So 今天早上 means exactly today's morning. Very good. And now it's the new notes. 8点的时候 8点 is at 8 o'clock. And if we add 的时候 following this time, which means in this time period, surely in English we can simply say at 8 o'clock I wasn't at home. It's totally fine to say it in Chinese like 8点 I wasn't at home, 我不在家. But if we want to say more naturally or more close to a native speaker of Chinese, we can add 的时候 to make it sound very natural and more correctly. So 8点的时候 means at 8 o'clock in this time period. 我没在家，在家 means 家 is home, right? 在家 is at home. And here is a negative expression. I wasn't at home. 我没在家. We can also say 我不在家. Here we can change to 不. 我不在家. They are exactly the same. So in sentence 1, 今天早上8点的时候，我没在家。This sentence means today's morning at 8 o'clock, I wasn't at home. Alright, so let's take a look at sentence number 2. 我18岁的时候，一个人来北京。我 is I, right? It's me. And here, 18岁的时候，18岁 means correct, 18 years old, right? And then we add 的时候, which means at this time period. And I'm going to say something I have done in this time period or I will do in this time period. So we can have intuition, we can have a feeling that if we add 的时候 following at exact time, so whatever is a specific 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock or at some years old or in the morning or in the afternoon, wherever we just add a time with 的时候, it sounds more natural and it always represents that we are continuing with saying something, our actions, our experience in this time period. All right, so in the 18 years old, 一个人 means one person, right? So 一个人 here means alone. 来到 as come. 来到北京 so at my 18 years old, I went to Beijing alone. Yeah, so this is the meaning of sentence number 2. So what is the expression? Let's make an example. What is the correct way to say in my 22 years old, I came to Germany alone. Yeah, that will be exactly like the sentence number 2. 我 22 years old. 22岁 right? 22岁 means 22 years old. And I am going to describe what I have done in this time period. So we have to say 的时候. Exactly, we have just learned. So what happened in my 22 years old? Oh, I came to Germany by myself. So here I'm going to say 来到德国. And don't forget, by myself, it's my own person, only one person. So here 一个人. 我22岁的时候，一个人来到德国。And then let's take a look at sentence number 3. 我11岁的时候开始踢足球。So that's so easy to understand, right? In my 11 years old, what happened? In this time period, I 开始. What's the meaning of 开始? Correct. We have just learned it in the previous lesson in the new text. It's to begin something. 开始. 踢足球. 踢足球. Play football, right? So in my 11 years old, I started to play football. And here, the verb plus 的时候, it also represents to during this time. For example, the first, 我睡觉的时候，我妈妈在做饭。睡觉 here, let me mark down all the pinyin that you might not remember it so well. 睡觉 here is 睡觉 which means sleep. 妈妈在做饭，做 is made, so here is cook, 做饭。This means why I am sleeping or why I was sleeping, my mom was cooking. So during the time I was doing something. So you can see that it's always during this time period. And whenever we use 的时候, there's always some action we are going to say, we are going to express. And here we can also use a verb and plus 的时候 to describe during this time I was doing this thing, and yeah, and this is the expression. All right, so let's take a look at sentence number 2. 麦克 is a name, all right? 麦克到学校的时候下雨了。So 下雨 means, yeah, it rains, right? 到学校的时候 so 到学校 is 到 is arriving, so this pinyin is 到 here. 到学校 学校 is school. We learned that in HSK 1, remember? Great. So this sentence means Mike. When Mike arrived at school, it starts to rain. It rains. So it's so in this sentence we can learn again. We can add 的时候 following an action, which means in this time period, and we can always see that there will be a real action in the sentence, right? So you can say that, all right, so 到学校 means arriving at the school. It's already an action. However, if this action combined with 的时候, so this whole part, it just mentions a time period. And we are going to say, something happened in this time period. So there will be always a real action over there. So in this time period, for example, 睡觉的时候, the real action is my mom is cooking. And the second sentence, when Mike arriving at school, it's just the time period arriving at school during this time. What happened? Oh, it rained. 下雨了. All right, so let's take a look at sentence number 3. 王老师工作的时候，她丈夫开车去医院了。So here, 王老师 is Miss Huang. 工作 is working, is at work. 的时候. All right, so this is telling us a time period is, yes, exactly. We have a very matching expression in English is when. So when Miss Huang was working in this time period, right? What happened? 她丈夫 is husband. So here is her husband. 开车is, yes, drive a car. 开车去is go, right? Go. 医院 correct. 医院 is hospital. So her husband drive to hospital. All right, so let's take a look at number 3. 已经 The pinyin over here is 已经. We learned this word in the previous class in the new text in lesson 4. It means already. So let's take a look at sentence number 1. 王老师已经回家了。王老师 is Miss Huang. 已经 is already. 回家 家 is home, correct? 回家 is go back home. And don't forget add le at the end of the sentence to make it sound more naturally. So le is always represent an action is already finished. So we can add a le at the end of the sentence. 王老师已经回家了. Great. And then sentence number 2. 我的身体已经好了。我的 means mine, yes. And then 身体. What is 身体? 身体 is body. We learned that in the previous lesson. 已经 already 好 is good. So it always this sentence always represents that I am well. So I am well. Like if somebody asks, I heard you were sick before. How have you been? Then you can say, good. Now it's turning good. Now it's all good. You can this means 我的身体已经好了. And then let's take a look at sentence number 3. 足球我已经踢了10年了. So if we read as a complete sentence over here, 足球我, this is the object going to the first of the sentence to emphasize what we are talking about. So 足球 is football, correct? 我 I 已经 already 踢了10年了。So 踢足球 they should be together, right? It's always 踢足球、打篮球、打羽毛球。And here we use the new structure we just learned is to emphasize I played football for already 10 years. It's not basketball, it's not badminton, it's football. I played it for 10 years. So here is 足球，我已经踢了10年了。Great. Now let's take a look at the exercise. I'm going to ask and you try your best to make your own answer after you hear this question, all right? Number 1. 这本书是谁写的？ The question symbol here is 谁, which means who, correct. So question number 1 is who wrote this book, or this book is written by whom? And then question number 2, 早上的电话是谁接的？ Whenever we answer question as a beginning learner, please try your best to answer the complete answer, all right? How they ask, how we answer. So here, if we wanna say 早上的电话是 for me, then 是我接的。接电话 is pick up the phone call. Very good. All right, so let's take a look at question number 3. 他是什么时候开始踢足球的？踢足球 is play football. Great. And the question symbol here means 什么时候 when, right? So if we want to say, he started to play football at his 8 years old, so it will be 他是8岁的时候开始踢足球的。How they ask, how we answer. And then question number 4, 他在那儿工作多长时间了？多长时间？多长时间 means how long, remember? So, for example, if I wanna answer, he has been there for a year. He has been working there for a year. How they ask, how we answer. 1 year is 1年 correct? So 他在那儿工作1年了。Great. And then question number 5. 工作是谁帮他介绍的？介绍 is introduce, recommend, 介绍. That's from our title lesson 4. 工作 is working at work, job. And the question symbol here is asking 谁 who. I want to say, it's my father introduced him this job. The father is 爸爸. Or my father introduced him this job. This will be 工作是我的爸爸帮他介绍的。Great. Not very difficult, right? And then exercise 3 An interesting one. Describe the pictures. 我在做饭呢，是马丁的电话。So here means I was cooking. It's Martin. Pick up the phone, right? 接电话。Very good. The pinyin is 接. And then let's take a look at the second exercise. 这个工作是王芳帮我。We learned that already in the title of lesson 4. 帮我介绍的 introduce. Pinyin is 介绍。我想请他吃饭 which means I want to invite 请和 to eat. I want to invite her to dinner to eat. Alright, so let's take a look at the next one. 这本书是我写的. You see that's emphasized so strongly this book. 我是20岁的开始写书的。We just learned it, right? Very good. 的时候。The pinyin is 时候 which means I was in my 20 years old 20岁 start writing this book. The last one. 我是6岁开始打篮球的。我喜欢打篮球。打篮球 means play basketball. Correct. We have learned 踢足球 play football. We also have learned 打篮球. This combination means played basketball. So if it's some sport, the ball sports, we use hand, it's going to be 打, like 打羽毛球 means play badminton. This means to play badminton 羽毛球. The pinyin is 打羽毛球. And here 打篮球 means to play basketball. And here it should be I like it so much, right? We learned 很喜欢非常喜欢十分喜欢 This should be 非常 because we learned that in our new text. The pinyin is 非常. Alright, and now it's pronunciation. Stressing the predicate. So please follow me. We read out the sentence together. 我学习汉语。Great. 他哥哥是一名医生。That sounds already so good. 王小姐买了几件衣服。Good job. And then 他们高兴地跳了起来。Very good. 大卫打篮球打得非常好。今天的羊肉做得很好吃。Very good. All right, characters writing time. So this 数题 it will be from top to the bottom, and then it's for one action, right? So one will be like this. And then 竖折折钩 from the top to the bottom. It will be like this. Great. And then we are going to learn the single complement characters. Oh, that's a cool name of it. So 两, we know that it means two. There are two ways to say two. The first is 二. Whenever it's 一二三四 the 二, it will use normally in phone numbers, like the ambulance phone number is 112, right? So it will say that 一二. But whenever we want to say two objects, like two apples, it will be 两个苹果. If it is two books, then it will be 两本书. How to write these words? It will be like this. And then here is one action together. Okay. 2, 3, 4. That's 两. All right, so I'm going to remove this handwriting on Zoom and then keep learning the next part. So this character, it has two pronunciation, and different pronunciation means different meaning. The first one is 乐 over here. It means when it combines with 音 together, 音乐, it means music, 音乐. If we speak as 乐, 快乐, 快乐, it means happy. Here, how to write these words, it will be one. So please pay a little bit more attention over here. It's actually from top to the bottom. So here is the top from the bottom. It's not something from the left to the right. It will be start from this direction, all right? 1, 2. This is together is one action. And then the rest is very easy. This is 快乐 or 音乐. All right, let's continue. It's another character with two pronunciation. Different pronunciation means different meaning. And they are always combined with another character to become complete words with their meaning, with their expression. 知昂长, which means 长大. 吃昂长, which means long, 长的. All right, radical here.给, to give. 节, to tithe. 忙, busy. 科乌爱快, quick. All right, so let's take a look at the application here. First is 这个笔是你买的吗? Please take a look at the meaning of this question. What's the meaning of this question? Correct. So this pen is bought by you. And then B answer. 不是，是我妈妈买的. No, it's for my mom. My mom bought this 买的 is buy, right? My mom 我妈妈买的。And then A continues saying 这个汉字是你写的吗？ This 汉字 is written by you? And then B said 对，是我写的。Whenever people say 对, it will combine with the body language nodding. So 对 yes 对 Alright, so group work. Bring a photo of a birthday party and talk about how the birthday party was prepared based on the photo. So, the mother, okay, so this cake is prepared or is made by my mom. 这个蛋糕是妈妈做的。Here there are some sentences. 这个菜是谁做的？ Who cooked this dish? 是妈妈做的。It's cooked by mom. 苹果是你买的吗？不是我买的。Okay, great. We finished lesson 4. I hope you enjoyed it and you can feel Chinese is not difficult at all. So please do a review or finish the exercise book when you have some free time. And in next lesson, we will start lesson 5. Alright, so that is for today. I hope you enjoy today's class and have a great day. Bye bye.